stepping in. Your one-stop review, let it sink in. Hip-hop vibes, we break it down. Laughs and insights all around. Every episode, spitting truth, old school jams and the latest youth. We keep it real, no sugarcoat. Pop culture on the mic we wrote. So tell your friends and hit subscribe. Snake Cinema here to vibe. Tune in weekly, don't miss a beat. We're the hottest review in your street. Snake Cinema Podcast, stepping in. Your one-stop review, let it sink in. Hip-hop vibe, we break it down. Laughs and insights all around.
Yeah, what it do, what it do. Good morning. Welcome to our final Halloween episode of Snake Cinema Podcast. I am your host, Prince Elias for Creative Reptiles, and it is going to be a good one. I am apologizing, several apologies. Apologize for canceling last week because that was supposed to be the last Halloween episode, but my job, when you're a new educator, you have a lot of PDs you have to do, professional developments, and they chose Saturday to do it. So that's why we didn't have no episode last week. And then today, Lace couldn't be with us because of her job, but we are going to make up for that and do an American Horror Story centered episode in the future. We just got to plan around her work schedule. So that particular show will not be mentioned in this episode of Anthologies, but thank God we have a lot of anthologies we can talk about today. So yeah, those are just a little apologies from me because my job is crazy. So anyways, thank y'all. So today is the last episode of our Halloween special. And then next week, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know right now. Next week, I'll be vending the Memphis Horror Convention. It's called Memphis Monster Con. I will be going live. It won't be a review show, but I will be going live from there. I will have my hotspot, my Wi-Fi hotspot. So hopefully, the internet works well, just to show y'all, behind the scenes, the table is going to be a photo booth. I have all the things. I have the printer, the paper, and my mentors, Nikki and Jason, are going to come, and their daughter Kayla are going to come and help me out with the booth. And we're going to have a photo booth set up for people to come and take pictures with the snakes. And I hope that I don't hope. I know it's going to be a successful show. I know we're going to have a great time. We're going to have fun. Hopefully, I can meet some of my favorite actors and actresses from horror movies, and it's going to be a great time. So we will be live from Memphis Monster Con next weekend, next Saturday. Y'all will be seeing Jimmy the boa, Juju the retic, and Jafar the ball python, and I might bring another ball python too, but those three will be there at Memphis Monster Con with me to do the photo booth. But let's go ahead and pay these bills. This episode and every episode is brought to you by Mutation Station, Lucy Lamball Pythons, Candy Lady Creations, Flexing and Finessing Reptiles, and Shed Outfitters. Thank y'all for supporting your boy. Now, let's talk to the people in the chitty chat before we get started with the show. My brother from another mother, who is always first, James P. What it do? Thank you, Bosa brother. Love you, Bosa. Thanks for tapping in. Yo, Hair Down Friday was Bosa Down Friday. It was a great episode. I will be watching the replay after this show because I did fall asleep. I tried to stay up as long as I could, but once it started getting 11:30, 11:45ish, I went to bed so I can make it to this show this morning. But it lasted 5 hours, and we're still not done, y'all. We're still not done because there's a lot of items that did not get auctioned off. And so We will be continuing the auction for Bosa tonight on Wiz's channel, Sophisticated Ignorance Podcast with Wiz, Keys, and Row 50. So please tap in tonight. And I'm not going to tell y'all what's going to be a prize. The Wiz Tang, no, but I'm not going to tell anybody else what's going to be a prize. But if all items that were donated are auctioned off, Creative Reptiles is going to do something special. Going to do a special giveaway. But anyways, let's continue with the Chizzy chat. Tommy, what up, Tommy? Gecko King, Herp King, what up? Up, my brother, you're. I am late. My internet at the house, the fiber internet, is acting up. I don't think we paid the bill yet. So it's slowing down, but I had to run to my school campus to use their Wi-Fi. I know. But yeah, blame it on me. Don't blame it on Keisha. Blame it on me. I'm definitely late. The tables have turned on me. Sammy, what it do? Sammy, thanks for tapping in. Sammy has some heat that got auctioned off. Some people got bliss. I look, the Lord knew that I could not get paid this week because I would have been bidding last night. I would have made some bad decisions. But it was some heat. Somebody got Stranger for a good deal. Somebody got a Blackhead Ultra. Like it was boas, bull snakes. It was a lot of stuff auctioned off. And again, there are some snakes that did not get auctioned off and some merch. There's some stuff that they did not get a chance to get to last night. So we're going to do it again tonight. So tap in Sophisticated Ignorance on Wiz Constrictor's channel, Whiskey Bomb Network. So y'all can, not we, y'all can buy some more heat. And if you just want to support Bosa without bidding on an animal or merch, we will have they will have Bosa's, Zelle, Cash App, all that jazz. Hopefully in the banners or the tickers or whatever. But yeah, definitely tap in tonight. Banner, my niece, Banner held it down at that auction, being the person who had to keep up with who all won what. Thanks for tapping in. No, y'all should apologize for keeping me up late. DJ, what it do? DJ got some heat when it comes to snakes. I got a snake in my collection thanks to him. My Gen X pod. I love that boy. He is a eater. He kind of almost ate himself to death once, and regurgitated, but he's back and he's good. But DJ got some heat. And he also about to have some fire merch coming. I'm not gonna give it away, but he got some merch coming. Shout out to Candy Lady Creations. And I can't wait to rock that merch on one of these future podcasts. I'm gonna let him announce that. But Royal Caribbeans is I also tap in with DJ Banner, Brian, Brandon on their podcast. It happens every Tuesday night, same time as Beyond the Scales. But tap in and watch their podcast, Off the Plank. When I tell y'all last week was the funniest time I ever. Woo, last week was hilarious. I died laughing. I went and watched it again the next day because that was funny. Go back and watch Off the Plank on DJ's Royal Caribbean Exotics page. It was great. So Off the Plank, there are Tuesday's family, our Tuesday cousins with Beyond the Scales. Hit that show, hit it live, hit the replay. I always support my family the way y'all support me. I know you finally made a live one. Finally. Here come one of our other OGs. And by OGs, I mean big brothers. Stan the man. What it do? Thanks for tapping in. Love you, Stan. Always supporting. And he's a busy man too. He breed ball pythons, he breed geckos, he do it all. He helped hold down the podcast, RWO, and the Let Me Know show with Ken. Sam is a busy dude, but like Bosa and a lot of others, he's always supporting us. Let's see. Anybody else I missed before I get started with the show? Golden Rules. Thanks for tapping in. Thank you. He just started. He just joined the Keys group on Discord as well as member. So welcome, welcome. Thanks for tapping in. Samario. Yes, yes. Gotta make sure I get the name right. Thank you, Bosa. Bosa know everybody. Ah, yes, Chris, Untamed and Unhinged podcast, my big brother. He's tapping in too. He's been my co-host for these Halloween episodes, but I know he worked late nights, so scheduling. But he's been a good help, and he's also the channel sponsor. He is flexing, finessing reptiles. So please support his podcast, Untamed and Unhinged, and he also co-hosts with G.I. Joe on Herp Collectors Network. The Retic Rundown, I believe, is every other Tuesday. Tap in and support him as well. Big Chris. Gang, gang. Brian, Chicken Man, Heathen Hatred. Thanks for tapping in. AKA Ball Ross. Brian got a lot of names. He got a lot of aliases. All right, Tommy. Thanks for tapping in. Enjoy your bike ride. What? DJ wearing a costume? Shoot. Did I bring my Squirtle costume from work? It's probably still in my classroom. Damn it. I was gonna say I'll dress up with you, DJ, but Squirtle is at the school. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I'm tired. I know that we got the kids will be out of school Tuesday for election day, thank God, but I still gotta go to work for PD, professional development. But then the following Monday, I think we're out for a holiday. Is it Veterans Day? It's one of those days, one of those important days. Anyways, we'll be out on that Monday. Then we have a week of school, and then we're out for a week of Thanksgiving. So I'm exhausted, but I'm so happy because November and December is where all the breaks coming in from my job. Brian said I was in tears. Yes, yes, we all were. I was in tears and I was just watching y'all. So I was crying. I was like, see, but it was good to watch it live instead of hitting the replay that night because woo, I was dying. All right. So I didn't even make a banner for this, but today's episode is on horror anthologies, and I'll get back to the chats later um, as we go along. But I love horror anthologies. I love anthologies, period. It's always been my cup of tea ever since I was a child, and we didn't have cable growing up, living with my grandparents, and all we had was whatever channels could give us. And my favorite show that I was so obsessed with was The Twilight Zone because every episode was different. Every episode was creepy to me, even if I didn't understand the context of the stories. I was just like, now looking back at it, a lot of those episodes wasn't even scary. It wasn't even horror. Some of it was mystery, some was comedy. But I think because it was black and white, and because of the theme music and everything and the narrator, I just thought everything was horror related. But the Twilight Zone is what got me into horror anthologies and anthology shows and make me love that medium, that form of storytelling, that form of writing. And I appreciate anthologies because you get one big thing, whether it's a TV show or a movie, you get one big thing, but every story is different and it gives more creatives an opportunity to showcase their talent in smaller bite-sized ways. So you can have a horror anthology movie, but it has five different directors, five different writers. You have everybody. There are people who get different opportunities to showcase their work in a small bite-sized 10-15 minute segment, go on to the next story, but everybody gets a chance to shine and show their talents. And I greatly appreciate that as a creative myself. I appreciate, the the collaborative um way that particular art form is. And, you know, instead of having one big cohesive story that you might love or you might hate, with anthologies, you could love one episode and hate the next, but you know that the next episode or the next segment, if it's a movie, will be something different from what you just watched. So you might say, episode two wasn't my thing, but then episode three come and you like, whoa, loved it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a different fun form of medium. So the Twilight Zone was the first thing that comes to mind whenever I mention or talk about anthologies and why I love them. It's the OG, and I still watch it to this day. Sci-Fi Channel. Um, for those who still got cable, Sci-Fi Channel always every New Year's Eve and New Year's Day have a Twilight Zone marathon where they play every single episode, which is like 6 seasons long of the Twilight Zone, the black and white. And now they've added the remake episodes as well into the marathon, and I watch them religiously every New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I will. Yeah, I don't sit there and watch it all day long, but it's on the TV in the background. And like if I walk in the room and I'm like, oh, monsters are doing Maple Street, let me sit down and watch this, and then I'll go and continue to do whatever I'm doing. But the TV is still watching that marathon. But now let's get into some other mediums. Now, I was going to talk about, like I said in the beginning of the show, I was going to talk about American Horror Story with Lace, but unfortunately, both our work schedules kind of messed that up. So we're going to do an American Horror Story centered episode hopefully next month with me and Lace, where we just go down that entire Ryan Murphy conglomerate of a show, because we both loved it in the beginning and now we don't know what the hell is going on. And so we want to talk about our emotional roller coasters of that show. But there have been other shows that are anthologies as well. For example, right now my favorite modern to date anthology series is Netflix's Black Mirror. Black Mirror is like if you got Rod Serling and I don't know the creators of Tales from the Crypt, and they made a baby, because you get the suspense, you get the horror, you get the sci-fi, but you also get a message behind it if you're paying attention, because a lot of this messages be going way over people's heads. And because it's modern, a lot of the episodes are centered around technology. The Black Mirror, for those who don't know, is literally what your phone is. The reflection on your phone or your screen is black, but you can see yourself through it. It's black when it's turned on. That's basically the premise. Same with the laptops and the tablets. So the entire premise is not the technology itself. Now, the technology is a tool for all the things that are happening to these characters. But in reality, if you're paying attention to Black Mirror, you're not just looking at it sensationalized, like some episode, like one episode was, you know, I can spoil it because it's been out for a long time. Episode one of Black Mirror season one, the very first episode was a prime minister having to do something to a pig in order to save a human life, because some ransom people had kidnapped a very important human, very important person, held her up for ransom and say, if you don't do this act live on live television, we're going to murder her. And so to save a life, he had to humiliate himself in front of millions of people on live TV. That story, when you boil down to it, is what humans are willing to do to help another human, but also how depraved humans can be when they want something. Because the people who kidnapped the person, the very important person, and held her for ransom, they didn't want money. You thought, oh, they did this for money. No, they did this just to humiliate another person on live TV. So it just shows. I love Black Mirror for the fact that it shows that it's not the technology is not the problem. It's the humans, and what the humans do with the technology is the problem. Um, and no matter what, humanity is always gonna fuck it up, That's why I love Black Mirror so much. That show has been so great. And even though most of the episodes are created by one man, Charlie Brooker, especially in the beginning, Charlie Brooker, who created Black Mirror, he's kind of like Rod Serling in that sense. Like Rod Serling, if you watch The Twilight Zone, he he written and produced and directed maybe 85% of that show from all 6 seasons. But he also hired other writers and directors to help out with other episodes. And so Charlie Brooker's doing the same thing where he's probably written and directed 80%, 85% of the show, but he also gave opportunities to other writers and directors to come in and do an episode here or an episode there. And so I love Charlie Brooker as a creative. I don't know him as a man and a human being, so I can't say I love him as a human, but as a creative, as someone who had a vision and followed that shit to a to where he's the modern day Rod Serling, that is in and of itself something to inspire. And again, I love that it has a message, but the writing is so good that sometimes the messages go way over your head. You'll be thinking about an episode and you be like, man, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe it. And then you like, oh shit, this is what they were talking about. Like it's crazy. It is crazy. Crazy, crazy good. But there have been some other stuff that has came out on one series that's my favorite that came out when I was a kid. Actually, it first premiered when I was born, the year I was born, 1989. But I watched it. I watched it as I got older. Is the legendary Tales from the Crypt. And Tales from the Crypt, what I did not know growing up, I thought Tales from the Crypt was just a TV show created for television. I didn't know it was based off actual comic book series. So when I got in high school and I was in my high school library, it's funny how nowadays people are trying to ban books from schools and stuff like that. But when I was in high school and I went to high school library, Tales from the Crypts, the old comic books, EC Comics, that's where they were the publishers, were in our library, and I would check them out and read them religiously. And I'd be like, oh shoot, I remember this episode, this particular episode when I watched it on TV, or I remember this. And I love it. The comics are, even if you thought the TV show was crazy, the comics are actually worse because the writers had, with comic books, they had no fucks to give. So the way they drew and animated some of the kills and the monsters and things like that, it was. But when looking back and watching the TV series, like old episodes, it's like, oh yeah, they really did honor the comics to a T, and I loved it. So Tales from the Crypt, classic. And if you never read the comics, I'm pretty sure they got some online. There's now an app, I found out. There's an app where you can like read comic books on your tablet. And I'm pretty sure somewhere online you can get the comic books to read. But it is amazing. I love Tales from the Crypt and the Crypt Keeper. And yeah, classic. Before we move on, I know some more people then popped in to the channel. Give me a second. Oh, my comments are glitching now. Nicole, big sister Nicole, Lady T, thanks for tapping in, y'all. Nicole wasn't lying. That baby Burn was hungry. I fed her yesterday, rat pup, and she took that with no hesitation. Matter of fact, I always thaw the rats in the same room as the snakes, and she was ready. She was up like this, and I opened that lid, wiggled it one time, and she got it. I said, oh, okay. But I love Gamora. That is my baby. She's gonna be spoiled as hell. She's gonna be spoiled rotten as hell. I can already tell she's gonna be up there. Jafar is still number one in my heart, but she's gonna be top 5. I'm not gonna lie. Between her, Juju, Jafar, Jimmy, She's top five. Like I'm so obsessed with her. I just be staring at her ever since I got her. But thank you, Nicole, for my baby Berm. And y'all tune in to Nicole's channel. If y'all not watching Two Peas in a Podcast with Nicole and Morgan, their topics be amazing. They can educate you on some things, but also be funny. And then sometimes we go off the rails and Nicole get the preaching. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a great show. So if you're not subscribed to Nicole's channel, subscribe and also be a channel member because who knows, one day in a couple of years you might get a Burn or retic like I did. I'm just saying. Subscribe and support my sister. Let's see. Anybody else sneak up in here when I wasn't looking? Bossa said cable, Wi-Fi, Netflix, and YouTube. Hey, to be honest, my dad still has cable, and about to cut the lights off. Okay, my dad still has cable, and I barely watch it. I'll sit on the couch and watch it with him when he's watching certain things, certain shows. But yeah, streaming service all day, all day. Mr. Floppy, Row 50. Thanks for tapping in. I got a banger coming from him too soon. Another pied female. My pied collection is growing. I'm about to go ham with these pies, and they're all some medium, some high end, some I'm going crazy. I'm going to provide the best quality pies for pet keepers in the Memphis area. They gonna argue with your mama. That's my goal. I want to be the pied person in Memphis. When people be like, "Hey, they better not look at a Pet Smart. They better not look at a Petco. They better no. We getting the best, and then all the high end stuff like see all the big stuff, the labs, the different genes that I'm investing in. Those will be holdbacks for me, holdbacks for me and my friends if they want them. I'm gonna hook my friends up, but I want to be the pied king of Memphis. That's my goal. And RO, he got me one of my big goals. So happy. Thank you, RO. Can't wait to get her. I didn't know that about Black Mirror. I never put it together. Yeah, yeah. See, y'all, when I nerd out on shit, I nerd out on shit. When I fall in love with shit, I fall in love with shit. After watching season 1 of Black Mirror, I went down a Black Mirror rabbit hole and started researching as much shit as I could about the creators, the writers, what everything was about. I love Black Mirror. That's my shit. I went down a whole history rabbit hole. For that to be a newer show. Rose stupid. Yes, that game episode is wild. But the funny thing is when that gaming episode went viral and people were going crazy, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? This is wild. And they were making memes and stuff. I was like, have y'all not seen the first 3 seasons? Go back and look at Shut Up and Dance. Go back and watch Shut Up and Dance. That episode fucked me up. Go back and watch episode Crocodile. Go back and watch the first 2 episodes, the first episode of season 1, what the prime minister had to do to the pig to save the woman who was on ransom. The gaming episode, it was wild. It was wild, but it was, if you've watched the previous seasons, it's tame. The gaming episode ain't shit compared to Shut Up and Dance. Shut Up and Dance fucked me up because I'm not going to spoil it for people who haven't watched it, but you're following a character for so long, for a whole episode, thinking he's a good guy, and then gut punch at the end, gut punch at the twist. Oh my gosh. Here come Lexin. What it do?
Morning. Sorry.
Good morning. Now you good. I know you be working late. I understand.
Yeah, I was tired.
Yeah, I get it. But thanks for tapping in, bro.
Yeah, I was so tired. But I'm sleeping in my niece's and nephew's room right now because my daughter's here from out of town.
Aw.
So I'm seeing my grandson and my granddaughter. So she's taking my room. So I have to sleep with my nieces and nephews. But then they
Aw.
started fighting this morning, so I was like, oh, I'm
You like I'm up. Look,
like, dang.
every time you mention you got grandkids, I just laugh because you look so young. I'm like, dang, you grandpa,
Yeah,
grandpa Chris.
my granddaughter's she's there right now. My grandson's with his dad. So
Aw. Well, that's at least you get to see your grandbaby.
I
That's
know
good.
everybody's like, oh, you're a granddaddy? Yeah, I guess. Whatever the hell that means.
Flexing granddaddy, flexing grandpappy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's
So what do
see.
I
Go.
miss?
Oh, I'm just talking about different anthology shows that I like. Like I mentioned, Tales from the Crypt. I mentioned Black Mirror. I mentioned The Twilight Zone. So basically, shows and movies where every story or every episode is a different story. And I was just talking about certain stuff that I love. Let's see, Tales from the Dark Side. Yes, I love Tales from the Dark Side. I used to watch that too in high school like crazy. Anything that
It's a
was
scary movie?
anthology, huh?
And it says this a scary movie?
We're just talking about horror, but I watch anthologies that are not horror too. Like, for example, Marvel has this show on Disney Plus called the What If series, and every episode is a different story. It's something different, and that's considered an anthology. So I watch things that are not scary, as long as it's an anthology.
I think I know which one you're talking about. What
Yeah,
if? So I think I'm not sure.
but
Yeah, I'm
I
at the, go ahead. Go ahead, Larry.
yeah, but yeah, I love all anthologies, not just scary. I'm just focusing on scary because this was a Halloween episode, but yeah, let's see. Yeah, Tales from the Dark Side is very old school, but it's so good. Also, speaking of which, for the kids out there, for the young babies, they have their own horror anthology series. Because we all grew up on it. Nickelodeon had Are You Afraid of the Dark
Oh
back in
yeah,
the day?
forgot about that.
And yeah, and then also the famous Goosebumps from R.L. Stein. Goosebumps is also anthology. Every story, every episode was a different story, different tale. So even the kids got their own that they could watch.
But wasn't there one where Fact or Fiction? Remember that?
Yes, yes, yes. That's also yep, that's an anthology too. Yes, I watched that too. Was it the sci-fi that still played it back in the day?
Yeah,
I don't
it was
know, but
Sci-Fi Channel.
yeah, that's what I
That's what I
thought.
used to
Yeah,
watch it on all the time.
yeah, that show was good. Fact or fiction, they give you different stories, and you have to determine by the end which story was true and which one was made up. I loved it, and I would be right on at least half the stories. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, that never happened, and then they'll be like, nope, this was true. I was like, fuck.
I was gonna say too. Yeah, on Fact or Fiction, yeah. But that was back in the old days when we had the box TVs.
Yeah, yeah. I love Fact or Fiction. That was good.
'Cause I had a box TV and I was watching that on. I was like the little for like the longest time.
Yeah, Nicole, we do be having a great time on Mondays. Y'all start my week off right. We be cracking up on your show. Let's see. Keisha said my older cousin had a huge collection of comic books, and he was cool enough to let me read them every visit to my aunt's house, included spending hours reading Tales from the Crypt. See, Keisha knows the Tales from the Crypt comic series that the show was based off of was legit. It was great. It was amazing. And because it was a comic book, my parents never even realized it was horror. They didn't realize that it was death in there, it was murder. They just saw, oh, you just reading a comic book. Like they never even looked at the comic books I was reading. It was so I got to sneak in and read all those and then return it back to my school library.
Man, I remember Tales from the Crypt. Man, there's so many stories.
That comic
The
book
Fear
series
Keeper.
lasted a long time.
My little brother hated him. Every time he saw that thing, he started screaming and crying. It was funny. Pop out of
Nicole
that
said,
box and
Chris,
go,
how are you feeling?
feeling better, feeling
That's
good,
good. That's good.
a
You were
lot
sick?
better. I'm still sick, but I'll be all
Okay.
right.
Yeah, it's that change of weather. It's flu season. COVID still ain't left. It's just, and then with all these kids with germs, they get sick, then they come cough on you and you get sick.
I'm sick different.
It's just that time of year.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm sick differently. Like my stomach,
Oh.
I have a bleeding ulcer, so I have internal bleeding. So every time,
Oh, yeah. Oh, dang. Sorry, bro. Yeah, my
yeah, so
sister had ulcer issues too. Yeah. Yeah.
I either throw up blood or cough up blood. It's not pretty.
Ugh, no. Oh, so sorry about that. Yeah, that's bad. Let's see. Do you remember about the episode? The dog. Yes. Oh my gosh, DJ, the dog robot. See, look. Black Mirror. That episode came out about the dog robot before Tesla and all these other companies started making those real robots. Your daddy had. uh, and so yeah, when those robots, when people start releasing those videos with those robot dogs, the first thing that came to my mind was that Black Mirror episode. I said, "Oh shit!" That episode was the scariest to me. That woman going through all that trying to run from these doggone dog robots, and they still got her.
He's like,
That was
damn. Wasn't there one about like a lipstick being? Can't remember if it was a lipstick
oh yes. I know which
and it
one
was,
you're talking about. Yep.
and it was killing people or something.
Yeah. No, the other episode, it wasn't scary, but it fucked me up a lot. Um,
What?
it mentally is on Black Mirror. It was probably season 3 or season 4 finale, but it was basically a bunch of people on Twitter. They didn't say Twitter because they couldn't legally, but it was a bunch of people on Twitter. If they got mad at somebody, they would hashtag death to the person they couldn't stand, and then a bunch of killer bees or robot bees would go and kill that person for them. But the big twist was when when the detectives finally figured out the company that had those robot bees and they shut it down. The moment they shut that company down, everybody who ever tweeted that hashtag on that fake Twitter, everybody who's ever tweeted death to somebody, karma came back with a vengeance. And I was like, fuck. Like, just thinking about every time you said something bad about somebody on social media, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and you're like, I hate this person, I can't stand this person, I wish they would die, yada, yada, yada. And for it to come back on you at the end to where not only did they die, but your ass died too. Oh my gosh. And then at the end, they had all those bodies. The detectives walking around, and it's all these bodies of people who ever used the hashtag. You saw adult bodies, you saw kid bodies, I was like, man, that episode fucked me up. Because if that happened in real life, humanity's fucked. If that ever happened, we all fucked. Because if we ever had beef with somebody, like, ooh, I can't stand you, and you tweeted about it, and that person died, and then you died, oh shit.
That's why I don't use social media to do that stuff.
I was
That's why I
like,
never say
fuck,
I
that's
hate people.
crazy. I think it was the season finale of episode of season 3. It was the very last episode of season 3. That episode, ooh. I was like, Charlie Brooker, you can't be giving me these type of nightmares.
Yo, bro, he old.
Oh, yo.
I don't know, man. So so last night I have a girl, right? So I'm working the
Mhm,
club, and 3 girls walk in, but they're not in the same group, all different groups, right?
mhm.
And I turned to the guy, I said, "Bro, did you see that?" And he goes, "What?" I said, "All 3 of those girls just I fucked me like right now." I go by the end of the night. I bet 2 of them give me their number, and sure as
And they
shit, 2 of
did.
them, yeah, 2 of them did.
They said, "Hey, daddy." That's too funny.
It was because I was like, he's like, "I'm watching, bro." He's like, "I'm watching." Uh, and it sure as shit, like they got once they start drinking, they get in that
Uh-huh.
what is it? They get that encouragement.
Mhm.
They get brave. So
That's funny.
that's
Um,
funny. And I was like, so I got the numbers, but then I just deleted them because I had a girl, but I was just trying to prove a point to homies.
You said I gotta prove something to you. Just uh,
Yeah, I was like, watch, watch, and they both came back.
just
One was
fun.
Cuban. One was Cuban because she said she was from Cuba, and the other one was just a little white girl.
Why you say it like that? It's just a little white girl. Y'all keep crazy.
Because I don't know. I don't know how to say it. She's
That's
white,
funny.
Caucasian.
Morning, Blakers. What it do,
What's
bro?
up, Breaker?
Oh, that's funny.
But
Another anthology series that I remember watching back in the day, and I still watch whenever I see it on TV or online, is Stephen King made his own anthology movies called Creep Show and Creep
uh-huh.
Show 2. And basically that was his tribute of um Tales from the Crypt, because he was a big fan of Tales from the Crypt, so he wanted to create his own. And so he made a movie in 1982 called Creep Show, and then I think they made another one in the 90s, Creep Show 2. Both of them are fire. I love
Yeah,
them. So I love the Creep Show movies.
those were like series within the movie, right? They were like different
Yeah,
little.
yeah. Yeah.
I remember
I
that.
love those. I love those. Stephen King was actually starred in one of those episodes of about the farmer with the plants. And
What about
so
the Twilight Zone?
oh yeah. The Twilight Zone TV show, and they had a movie, and they done a remake. I've watched all of them. Anything Twilight Zone related, I watch all of them. Maki, what it do?
What's
And
up,
Maki said,
Maki?
bodyguard.
I haven't seen her in a minute.
Yeah, she's on vacation right now with her boo in Florida. So
Yeah,
she's gone for 2 weeks.
there you go. Enjoy
Yeah,
that. She needs a vacation. She
she
needs to.
does. She does. Maki, I'm just letting you know right now. Last night on
What's up, Patrick?
Keys's channel, they did a auction for Bosa, and it was some boas that were donated. I tried to tell y'all in the chat, but I'm pretty sure you was busy, so you didn't see it. But they had a male and a female for auction. I don't think nobody bid it on them, so they might go back up for auction tonight on Wiz's channel. So just putting that bug in your ear, Maki. Just putting that bug in your ear. Boas, a male and female.
A lot of people. So, did you see that podcast with me and George?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I was working. But luckily we had our Halloween party, so I could listen with my headphones while the kids was watching a movie. But yeah, I loved it. That show was so good. Y'all
I
need to
know
go
we
back and
got
watch
we
that
got a
show.
lot of people that we got to come back and do another one. Like every time somebody reaches out to George, George is like, "Dude, they loved it," and I was like, "All right,
Yes.
what do you want to talk about next?" Like, I don't know
Ah,
why they love me and George together.
no, y'all are great. Y'all are great. And the topic was so good. The topic is something that not a lot of people talk about. It's like mental health, men being vulnerable, dealing with issues. Cause men, we don't talk about what's going on with us. Well, me, I'm sensitive as fuck. But most men don't talk about what's going on with them. And the fact that y'all two got like it was like a big ass therapy session. It was so good. I even got a lot out of it just listening to y'all talk. And yeah, y'all got to do another episode. Y'all got to.
I was like, well, what gets me is the my anger.
What up,
So
Deja? Yes,
I'm gonna
yes,
I'm gonna give you an example right now. Like my girl now has a baby daddy, and the way he talks to her, I don't like it. So when she
yes.
shows me, I get mad. And then when she tries to comfort me with, or try to come and confide in me with her feelings and everything, she already knows I'm mad, and she doesn't like.
What up,
I
Pat?
can't
What
comfort
it
her.
do?
She don't let me
Yeah.
comfort her because I'm pissed. So it's my anger that gets the best of me all the time.
Yeah, but you gotta talk it out. You gotta talk it out. But I feel you. I feel you, bro. And that's another thing. Like when I say mental health, I mean the whole conglomerate, not just being sad, but also anger, frustration, trying to. I know you let all your anger out, most of your anger out in the gym. You
I
know,
try. I
yeah,
try.
yeah, while working out and stuff. So, men should be able to open up and talk about all facets of their emotions. When they're angry, when they're frustrated, when they're sad, even when they're happy. If you super happy and giddy about some shit, talk about that shit. Talk it out. Shit. Don't
Let's
hold
fucking.
none of that in. Don't hold none of that shit in.
So yeah, so that was the whole thing. Like that, like I was like, man.
Marcus too. Let's fuck him up.
And then that night, so that night, I guess all that happened. Uh, we just got into a bigger argument. I was like, holy snap! Went from a little argument to a bigger argument.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. But in the
And then
end,
his,
it's because you care. It's because you care. And nobody wants to see someone they care about being fucked over or abused, whether it's verbally abused, mentally abused, physically, that's gonna make any person with a heart and empathy angry. It's just off the bat. It's just gonna make them angry. Like I've cut off siblings for shit like that. I've stopped fucking with cousins for shit like that. If I find out you doing something to hurt someone else, or being abusive, or being just trifling, just out of spite or pettiness, I don't want you in my life. I will love you from a distance. I will love you as blood, but I will love you from a distance because I don't
so
tolerate
clever.
this shit. I don't tolerate this shit.
I did sleep. I just woke up. My neighbor, he calls me Charlie. You know Charlie Sheen.
That's why you call you Charlie. That's funny.
He said, "What's up, Charlie?" He said, "I said, why you call me Charlie? My name's Chris." He said, "Because every time I see you, you always have a different girl." I'm like,
Damn, damn, Chris, you got to be more incognito with your stuff.
so ever since then, like with that last girl I was like with for 5 years, she was like, "Why is he always calling you Charlie?" I was like, "He
Don't
just
even
does."
worry about it. Don't even worry
Just
about it.
does. Oh man.
Oh, okay. And lastly, as far as we can still continue to chop it up and stuff, but lastly, as far as my recommendations for horror anthologies that I like, the more modern ones that came out, let's say the past 10 years, Trick or Treat is spelled
Oh yeah.
trick with R in the middle, treat with their little bait, with their little kid with the sandbag. I think his
Hmm.
name is Sam. I
Yeah.
love that movie. I love that movie. It's an actual film. It came out in 2007, so more than 10 years. My bad, y'all. My math ain't mathing. But
Trick or
it
treat.
came out
Wasn't
in
there another
2000.
one?
It was a sequel. Yeah, a sequel did come out. I forgot when it did, but the first one, it came out in 2007. It's basically follows a little creature back boy named Sam with a sack on his head, looking like a weird scarecrow, and he's going around trick or treating to different places in the neighborhood. But every place he visit is a different story. It's a different thing going on, and you have a lot of shit from vampires to cannibals to ghosts and it's great, but it all wraps around to one big ending that is like it's fire. I love Trick or Treat, but yeah, I believe they do got a sequel as well that came out more recently.
But
um
before he puts on the sandbag, it's the little boy that plays in Malcolm in the Middle, the little blonde head one.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I forgot. I knew that kid looked familiar.
Yeah, he came out in Malcolm in the Middle. He's the baby in that show,
Yeah, the
right?
youngest. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Um,
he put the sandbag on. But there was another modern one like that, like Trick or Treat. There was another one. I can't remember the name of it.
oh,
Um.
I forgot. Honorable mention. Honorable mention. The VHS series. It's like six of them now, but they're called VHS. Um,
Oh
it
yeah,
was
that
like
yeah.
VHS 1, 2, 80 something in the 80s, 94. There's one that's particular about alien abductions, but the VHS series is basically an anthology of found footage. It's all found footage with VHS videos. Like somebody, every movie, somebody finds a vault with different videos that they watch, and those are the stories, the different stories of the found footage. So if you like found footage, if that's your vibe, if that's your style, like people who like the damn the paranormal activity movies, those type of found footage films, the VHS series, it's a lot. It's six movies, but they're
What do you
all
think of that?
good in their own way. They're all good and cheesy and corny and funny in their own way.
Oh, I got a good one. So what's your take about Marlon Wayans bringing back another scary movie? Did you see
Oh
that?
my gosh. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. I forgot. I put that in my notes to talk about. Yes. The Wayans brothers, now that That creep is in jail now. The guy who owned Miramax, Weinstein. Now that Weinstein is out the picture and Miramax is no longer owned by him, the Wayans brothers finally got the rights back because Weinstein stole the rights to the scary movies after the second one. And they
I
and
didn't know
he,
that.
and he yeah, he took the rights from them. He would not pay them what they want, what they are owed. He would not pay them what they asked for Scary Movies 3 on up. So they left. They left after the second one. They was like, okay, you won't pay us our money, we out. But Miramax and Weinstein still own Scary Movie. But now that Weinstein is in jail, locked up, and no longer has the rights, the Wayans brothers got the rights back, and they are coming back. They're partnering with I think Paramount now, but they're bringing
Yeah,
back Scary Movie, and I'm so excited because the best ones were the first two because they were written by the Wayans brothers. They were
yeah,
the But after 3, 4, 5, all that stuff was shit once they left because they were the writers. So I'm
bro, it was
super pumped.
dumb. After that, I was like, now this is
Yeah.
just dumb and corny.
Yes, it was dumb and corny because they had a bunch of writers that were not the Wayans brothers. So when I saw that news, I was so happy. I'm so pumped. I can't wait. I'm going to watch that in theaters. Fred, what it do?
What's up,
Ken,
dude?
what it
Fred?
do? Thank y'all for tapping in. Yeah, I'm so happy. Oh my gosh, Scary Movie is woo, it's gonna be good. And you know everybody's gonna go see it now that we know that the Wayans brothers are back. That's gonna be a big box office number.
I was like, the only reason I knew that is because my daughter told me. She was like, "Scary Movie's back." I was like, "What?" She's like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, look."
yeah. When Marlon made that announcement, I was like, yes, let's go. And if you're wondering why I did not mention Tales from the Hood, is because we talked about them last week with the black horror stuffs, but they are anthologies. The Tales from the Hood series are anthologies, where it's different stories. And I recommended it last week, so I recommend it again. But that's the reason. Oh, another modern one that came out 2015, Southbound. That's pretty good. That's pretty decent. I think it's online. I can't remember who it's either Amazon Prime or Shutter, but it's pretty good. But it's called Southbound. It's more modern. Oh, also for the kids and even adults. 2019 Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I think it's like rated PG-13, but that's pretty good. And that's an anthology, and it's based off a book. It's actually based off a book series. But yeah, those were my recommendations, the stuff I love. And of course, if you Google horror anthologies, it's a lot. It's a lot of shit. Oh shoot, I should have talked about this.
What? Sorry, I
A
had to mute the
Christmas,
mic. That's my neighbor.
a Christmas horror story. You know what? That's gonna be for. I'm recommending it, but I'm gonna have to do an episode closer to Christmas about Christmas horror because I love Christmas
Like
horror.
Crumpus.
Yeah, but there is an anthology show called A Christmas Horror Story, and it is so good. I first saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel, but I'm pretty sure you can find it online. It came out in 2015, but it's basically an anthology series of different stuff that's going on during Christmas time. But the overall arcing story is Santa and Krampus going at it, fighting each other.
So
It's so
I don't know why, but I like Crumpus better.
oh
Have
yeah,
you ever
Krampus.
seen the movie Crumpus
Yeah,
by itself?
yeah. I love Krampus. Yeah, that's my shit. I love
And
that.
then he keeps him in hell.
We're gonna talk more about that closer to Christmas time in December. I'm gonna do an episode of strictly Christmas horror. That's
That'd be
gonna be
dope.
fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
what is there?
Hey
Oh, Jack
Brittany.
Frost. I forgot
Yeah.
there's Jack Frost.
Yeah, Jack Frost, Krampus, for the kids, Nightmare Before Christmas, the Grinch.
There's the
uh,
Killer Pinocchio.
oh yeah. Oh, it's a it's a horror movie. It's a cheap horror movie, but it's so funny. The Gingerbread Man. Oh my gosh. Gotta talk about that. That's one of my
Really?
guilty
I've
pleasures.
not seen this. How come I've not seen this? The Gingerbread Killer.
They
Okay,
always play it on the Sci-Fi channel, but it is so good. I think it's like 3 movies total.
sounds
Um,
hilarious.
it is. It is hilarious. It's a killer gingerbread man, but it is so
So not
hilarious,
like
so
gum
stupid.
drop button and then he chunks them at
It is so stupid. It's the dumbest shit ever, but I love it. I love it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's the dumbest piece of shit, but I love it.
Probably just because it's funny.
Yeah, because it's like who was what drugs did the writers take to say, hey, let's make a horror movie about a gingerbread man killing folks?
I don't know.
In the
And
Muppet they use for it is so funny. Like you can tell it's fake as shit, but it's hilarious.
I was like, I don't know. But I don't know.
Ah,
I feel like that's gonna be. I have to watch that. I feel like
yeah,
that'd
you
be
got look it up. You look it up. I'm pretty sure it's free on YouTube or somewhere. It's somewhere you can watch it. One of these streaming
so
services.
pretty, right? Have you seen Venom 3 yet?
I have not. Look, I'm gonna tell you like I tell Keys and Wiz. Um,
Yeah.
I'm so sick of Sony and DC to where I'm gonna let other people watch those movies and tell me whether it's worth me watching or not.
I saw it. I love Venom, so
You love
it
it?
was
Okay.
it
I
was
like
good.
I like the first Venom. I wasn't a fan of the second one. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let somebody else watch it and review it to me.
Yeah,
So
I felt like
uh,
he killed Carnage a little too fast.
yes, so I'm gonna let Keys and Wiz and whoever else want to join. We're gonna do an episode where they review it on this channel and and try to convince me to go watch it. Because right now I'm not after the second one, I'm not. Mm-mm.
I don't know. I think in part 3 they're bringing in a new character. So the new character's name's Noel. He's
Oh, I heard that. I heard that. Yeah.
he's the, I guess, a big ass lord of the symbiotes, but the
Hmm.
symbiotes they imprison him on their
Yeah.
planet, so they all take off and shoot off to Earth. So that's why they came here.
Mm.
But so when they came here, that's when they gathered them all up. It was a whole symbiote like army. So like in the movie, there's a bunch of Venoms. It's not just one. It's a like
Oh
army Venom.
Lord.
It's crazy.
Like
It's
like the
cool.
army of Deadpool.
But but it's freaking dope though. Like how they claim people. Like they
Oh,
chose the people. Yeah, they chose the people.
okay, okay. Well, I'm gonna let you and Wiz and Keys and anybody else who likes Venom to convince me to go watch it before I go watch it.
So, like my girlfriend now, she's like, I have you on my phone as she's like, I have you as my phone as Venom. She's all because
Aw.
my first name is, Eddie.
Hmm.
So she's like, you remind me of Venom because like you're huge. I'm like, I'm not huge. I'm not huge. Everybody always does that, but I'm not.
You may not think you're huge, but to other people, perspective is everything.
I don't know.
Like when
Plus,
I see you
well,
working out, I'm like, dang, Chris is huge.
it's also the steroids. So for those of you who don't know,
I thought that before you started taking, before you announced that you started taking,
yeah,
back when you
I've
were
been
just
lifting
natural.
heavy. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
been lifting heavy naturally for a long time, but then I jumped on steroids and I increased like drastically. Like
yeah.
as
How's it going for you side effects wise, like moods
I
and
do
stuff like
get
that?
night terrors. Like when I
Okay.
get so when I do get night terrors, like I twitch in my bed, like in my sleep pad. I do get
You like a
suicidal
little
thoughts.
dog kicking it, kicking your legs in your sleep.
No, no. So like I was asleep holding her, and she said I like punched her right in her back.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Yeah, and she
Okay.
said that shit hurt, and I was asleep. So
Oh Lord, we got to lower the dosage a little bit. We got to figure this out.
so
You can't
yeah,
be
like
you can't be hitting your girl in the back and kicking her in her
no,
sleep when y'all
but I
fucking
was
while you in the
asleep. She
bathroom.
said I twitched. And when I twitched, my hand just went bam, and she said it was hard. Like I wake up from nightmares. So Trin side effects, it makes you sweat like
Mm,
like repulsively. So like even if you're not doing nothing, you're sweating. So like,
Interesting.
uh, so like I'm burning fat even when I'm sleeping. It's crazy. I don't even know how
Yeah,
to
even when
explain it,
you're at
but
rest. Yeah.
I dropped like I cut so much fat because of trim. Um,
Mm. You got to bring back. I know you're busy and you're doing a lot of stuff, but eventually you gotta have to give us another episode of Cold Blooded Games where you're like talking about stuff like this because people need to know about this. People, because there might be other guys or girls who want to do what you're doing or want to try it out, but they don't have all the research. So since you're experiencing firsthand, I think you should share it on your on
well,
your on your fitness podcast. I think you should. And if you need a guest, like someone to help you, like Kone, is that his name?
yeah.
Yeah, if you have him to also help talk about it and stuff and break it down what it does to your body and stuff like that, I think that would be a dope episode for Cold Blooded Games.
I mean, he wants to do another one, but we haven't even got together, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I know both y'all schedules are probably busy as hell and stuff like that. And then you got all the other podcasts, and then he's doing the whole competition and stuff. But yeah,
No, he
y'all gotta
actually dropped
schedule
out.
it. Uh-huh.
He dropped out because he tore his shoulder.
Oh no, damn.
Yeah, he
I did
tore
not
it.
know
Um,
that. Damn.
because apparently the stuff that he was on was not good stuff.
Mm.
So yeah.
See, that's
Uh,
something else. That's something else that y'all can talk about. I think people need to know the good and bad and ugly. Like what happens if, it messes with your muscles and stuff like that. Like
so don't do what I did. First of all, because one, like I said, I don't care about myself. I really don't. I literally don't.
you're a
Like,
grandpa. You got to care about yourself, sir.
if the doctor says don't go to the gym, oh, I'm going to the gym right after that.
I mean, I don't think a doctor will ever say that, but yeah.
No, they have. Well, because of my stomach and stuff, my like all the bleeding, I bleed out.
Oh, oh,
So they
all
tell
the
me to take
strain
it
on your
easy.
body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're not saying don't go to the gym. They're saying take it easy. There's a difference. You're
No,
interpreting it.
they have told me don't go to the gym. They
Oh,
have.
damn,
So
damn,
I be pushing that shit. I don't care. Like, I really don't. So
Chris, I'm gonna whip
you're
your
supposed to do blood work before you get on steroids.
Yeah.
I just jumped on steroids.
See, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna come to Texas as little brother to beat your ass.
So I take tests for test boosters because one, my test was super low. I didn't want to get up. I was lazy as hell. I didn't have the energy for it. Now I have all this freaking energy. Sometimes I'm up at 7, sometimes I'm up at 8, and I get to see the whole day now. It's crazy, but I enjoy waking up. So when I wake up, I'm usually with her, and we wake
Mhm.
up and we walk out the house together, which I love. Um, but like before, I would sleep till 4 in the afternoon.
Well, those are positives. That now
So
you know, but at the same time, you have to have balance. You have to go and do it the right way, like blood work.
so
Sir.
so Trin is thicker. So when you hear Trin, think of Venom. It's
Mhm.
legit like a symbiote. It's like when you get injected, you can just fill it up, like feel it go through your body. It just goes through the whole body,
Mm.
and then you taste it.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And so it's legit like venom. But when you get mad, so like this is what I was talking about anger.
Mhm.
It gives you like a whole nother level.
Again, that's
So
why you need.
so when you get mad, look, let's say I get mad, right? And I'm halfway here. Trin increases that level if you're already here. Yeah. That
we
makes it
gotta
hard
find
to
we
breathe.
gotta find we gotta find a way to regulate this to where it don't do that for you. We
Well, there
gotta
is, but I don't have that stuff to regulate it yet.
find.
There's like estrogens, stuff like that, estrogen
Yeah.
blockers and shit like that. But um, they're telling me I don't need that right now since it's only my first cycle. You don't need it on the first cycle. That's what they're telling me. So,
Because your body got to get used to it
but
by
I'm only
itself.
doing one cycle of trend anyway. I'm gonna do this one cycle and then I'm gonna cycle off, and I'm just gonna stay on tests. and just keep doing tests.
Mm. Interesting. Interesting.
Because they're already saying I'm too big, and I don't feel like I am, but they're saying, dude,
That's because you have body dysmorphia. I'm just letting you know that right now. A lot of bodybuilders, a
miles,
lot of
that's not even
a
big.
lot of fitness dudes don't feel like they are at the level that they want to be, even when they are at a, the level. Like I said, it's perspective. All of us think that you are pretty big, and you're like, no, I'm not big enough. So it's like it's all about perspective and how you view yourself when you see yourself.
I'm legit 230 pounds. 230 pounds. But
But
I
you
don't
know,
know.
230 pounds look different on everybody. 230 pounds look different on me versus you versus someone as tall as KG or versus someone as short as I don't
True.
know, a little person. At 230 pounds look different on like five, six different people.
And all the guys that I've hired at the club, right? They're all juiced out. They're on test. They're either on test or just trim, or I mean, test and trim, or just test, right?
Hmm.
But they're a bunch of pussies because I weigh 230 pounds, right?
Hmm.
And they always wait for me to start the fights. Like I'll start a fight with the 300-pound guy. Like I don't care how big these guys are. Like I'll pick them out for real. They're like, Chris, go start a fight, bro. There's nobody to start a fight with. Everybody's chilling. Or
Aren't y'all doing the exact opposite of what your job is? Your job is to de-escalate a situation, not to
so
escalate it.
so I too like okay. So I'm really good at talking to people to get them out. But when they get in my face, different story. Different story. And I'll give them 3 warnings too. I'll be like, look, bro, you gotta get out, or I'm gonna take you out. And then when they let me get to the third one, I'll just grab them by the throat and drag them out.
I'm I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna need for you to find another occupation because I feel like your job is enabling this.
Yeah, my job is
Because you're doing the exact opposite of bodyguard. Bodyguard is to protect or de-escalate. It's not let's go start somebody.
but then they're all juiced out too. So I'm like, bro, y'all need to chill out. It'll happen on its own. If it happens, it happens.
Y'all crazy. Y'all are crazy. But
But yeah,
anywho, dang, an hour came by fast. Woo, time be flying
uh,
when you have fun.
because that's what we be talking about right now is the steroids. It's not. Oh
uh,
man.
yeah. But anywho, that is, I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody go. I know some people are tired because they stayed up late, like Chris and Keys and Bosa and everybody for the auction. I know y'all are tired, so I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all get a nap because guess what? We're staying up again tonight for
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Sophisticated Ignorance podcast auction for Bosa. So
I'm gonna have to
please,
watch that from work though.
yeah. If you missed out on an animal or merch, because some people have been waiting on merch, the merch has been donated, like me and a couple of other people. It will be auctioned off tonight on Sophisticated Ignorance. So please tune in. 8:30 Central my time, the real time zone. Argue with your mama. Uh, um, on Wizards channel. But anyways, and also another Whiskey Bomb Network show, Breeding for the Future, Sundays. Please go watch that on not Wiz, Keys Constrictors. Watch that show Sundays, starring hosted by Keys, Wiz, and KG from Bomb Projects. So I forgot who their guest is this Sunday, but I'm pretty sure y'all see if y'all follow them on social media. But watch that this Sunday.
And I forgot one more thing,
On
Elias. Hold
this
on.
channel. Yes,
One more
yes,
thing. I'm gonna say two things.
yes.
Whoever said steroids shrinks your pee, that's a lie. Okay, that's a lie. That's one.
Yeah, your
Two,
friend is still intact.
two. Dexter and Flexon is coming back tonight,
Woo!
today.
Yes, yes, yes. Today. What time, Chris?
I can't remember. I think it's I think it's 4.
That's why you need a nap. This fool can't even remember his own show. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
4 or
Flexion.
6. I think it may be 6 for me. It's 4 for him.
Sexing and Flexing is coming back on Untamed and Unhinged Podcast Network
Yep.
channel.
Yep.
So yes, we have Chris and we have Levi together again. Yes, so happy to see the brothers are back in action. So please tap in today. Also, after you watch them, Mike Herb Collectors Double Clutch with Matt. They also have an episode tonight. And then, of course, Sophisticated Ignorance. Once again, I love y'all. If I miss your show, if I miss shouting you out, charge it to my head, not my heart. We are all tired because we all been up late. But we will check y'all tonight on Auction for Bosa tonight. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. Also, next Saturday, I will be live from the Memphis Horror Convention with my snakes. Y'all get to see behind the scenes of our booth, our photography booth. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to last a full hour, but I'm going to try to at least give y'all 30 to 45-minute show live from the horror convention. And so tap in next Saturday. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Everybody go take a nap. Peace out.
For real. Nice.
Cinema podcast stepping in. Your one-stop review, let it sink in. Hip-hop vibes, we break it down. Laughs and insights all around. Every episode, spitting truth. Old school jams and the latest youth. We keep it real, no sugarcoat. Pop culture on the mic we wrote. So tell your friends and hit subscribe. Snake Cinema here to vibe. Tune in weekly, don't miss a beat. We're the hottest review in your street. Snake Cinema podcast stepping in. Your one-stop review, let it sink in. Hip-hop vibe, we break it down. Laughs and insights all around.